Picture this. You're sitting in your dorm room at 2 a.m., staring at your bank account on your phone. You've got $17 left until your next paycheck. Ramen noodles for the third night in a row, and that textbook you need costs $200. Sound familiar? Hey there, wealth builders. Welcome back to WealthWise, where we turn financial stress into financial success, one wise decision at a time. I'm Jesse. Here's the thing. While your friends are complaining about being broke and accepting it as part of the college experience, you could be setting yourself up to graduate not just with a degree, but with actual financial skills that'll make you wealthy by 30. I'm talking about financial literacy. And no, it's not just for people with trust funds or business majors. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why mastering money management as a student is your secret weapon. And more importantly, how to do it even when you're living on a shoestring budget. By the end of this video, you'll know how to budget like a pro with limited income, build an emergency fund even on $20 a week, and access the best free resources that'll teach you everything you need to know about money. Let's dive in. Here's what most people get wrong about financial literacy. They think it's something you worry about after graduation, after you get a real job, after you start making real money. That's backwards thinking, and it's exactly why so many graduates end up drowning in debt with no clue how to manage their finances. Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. She graduated with a marketing degree and landed a $50,000 job right out of college. Sounds great, right? Except she had zero financial knowledge. Within 6 months, she had maxed out 3 credit cards, was living paycheck to paycheck, and actually had less money than when she was a broke student. Why? Because she never learned the fundamentals. Compare that to Jake, who started learning about money management in his sophomore year. He graduated with the same student loans as everyone else, but he also had a small emergency fund, understood how credit works, and had already started investing $25 a month. 3 years later, Jake owns his own place, while Sarah is still struggling with debt. The difference? Jake understood that financial literacy isn't about how much you make. It's about how you manage what you have. And here's the beautiful part about starting as a student. You have the most valuable asset of all time. When you're young, compound interest becomes your best friend. That $50 you invest at 20 becomes over $400 by the time you're 60 without you doing anything else. But if you wait until you're 30 to start, that same $50 only grows to about $200. Time literally doubles your money. Plus, as a student, you're already living on less, which means you're practicing the most important financial skill there is, living below your means. Most adults struggle with this because they've gotten used to spending everything they earn. You're already ahead of the game. Now let's talk about the practical stuff. How to actually manage money when you barely have any. The first thing you need is a simple budgeting system that works with irregular student income. Forget those complicated budgeting apps with 50 categories. As a student, you need the 50-30-20 rule, modified for your reality. Here's how it works. 50% for needs like textbooks, food, and rent. 30% for wants like coffee dates and streaming services. And 20% for savings and debt payments. But here's the student modification. If you can't hit 20% savings because your income is too low, start with whatever you can. Even $5 a week builds the habit and adds up to over $250 a year. Let me share a trick that changed everything for me in college. I called it the Pay Yourself First Tuesday. Every Tuesday, no matter what, I transferred $10 from my checking to my savings before I spent money on anything else that week. Some weeks, that $10 felt like a fortune, but it built the habit, and more importantly, it built my confidence around money. For tracking expenses, use your phone's built-in Notes app or a simple spreadsheet. Write down everything for 1 month, and I mean everything. That $2 energy drink, the late-night pizza, the parking fees you forgot about. You'll be shocked where your money actually goes. Now let's talk about building an emergency fund on a student budget. Forget the traditional advice about having 6 months of expenses saved. As a student, Start with a mini emergency fund of just $500. This covers things like a surprise car repair, a medical bill, or having to fly home for a family emergency. Here's how to build it painlessly. Collect all your loose change in a jar, sell textbooks you'll never use again. Pick up one small side hustle like tutoring or for just a few hours a week. You'd be amazed how quickly small amounts add up when you're intentional about it. One more crucial tip. Take advantage of being a student. You get discounts on almost everything. Software, transportation, food, and entertainment. Always ask, do you have a student discount? You'll save hundreds of dollars a year just by remembering to ask. Here's where things get exciting. You can get a world-class financial education completely free, and I'm about to show you exactly how. First, let's talk about the best free learning resources. YouTube is absolutely incredible for financial education. Channels like The Financial Diet focus on young adults and real-world money challenges. Khan Academy has a completely free personal finance course that covers everything from budgeting to investing basics. And here's a secret. Many university libraries give you free access to premium financial courses through platforms like LinkedIn Learning or Coursera. For budgeting apps, forget the expensive ones. Start with Mint or YNAB's free student trial. Both sync with your bank accounts and categorize your spending automatically. If you prefer something simpler, Even or Pocket Guard work great for basic expense tracking. Now here's something most students don't know about: free financial counseling. Most colleges offer free financial counseling services through their student success centers. These aren't just for students in financial trouble, they're for anyone who wants to learn. I wish I'd known about this when I was in school. Your bank or credit union probably offers free financial workshops too. Call them and ask what they have available. Credit unions especially tend to focus on education rather than just selling products. For investing education, start with podcasts you can listen to while walking to class. The Investors Podcast and Chat with Traders are both excellent and free. The key is consistency. Listen to 15 minutes a day and you'll know more about investing than most adults within a few months. Here's a game changer for textbooks and school expenses. Always check if your library has digital copies first. Use websites like Chegg or Amazon for rentals, and join Facebook groups for your school where students sell used books. These simple strategies can save you thousands over 4 years. Finally, take advantage of student credit cards, but do it smartly. Get one with no annual fee, use it for small purchases you'd make anyway, and pay it off completely every month. This builds your credit history early, which will save you money on car loans and apartments later. Look, I get it. When you're living on ramen and counting quarters for laundry, thinking about financial literacy can feel pointless. But here's what I want you to understand. Every single wealthy person started exactly where you are right now. The only difference is that they learned these skills early and applied them consistently. You don't need a lot of money to start building wealth. You just need the right knowledge and the discipline to apply it. The habits you build now, budgeting, saving first, living below your means, continuing to learn, these are the exact same habits that will make you financially free later in life. Start small. Pick one thing from this video and implement it this week. Maybe it's setting up that automatic $10 transfer every Tuesday. Maybe it's downloading a budgeting app. Maybe it's watching one financial education video every day instead of scrolling social media. Remember, your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. And trust me, graduating with both a degree and solid financial skills, that's going to put you light years ahead of your peers. If this video helped you see money management in a new way, smash that like button and subscribe for more practical financial advice designed specifically for your life right now. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's your biggest money challenge as a student? I read every comment and often create videos based on your questions. And hey, if you want even more in-depth strategies for building wealth starting from zero, check out the video I'll link in the description about investing your first $100. Until next time, stay wise with your wealth and remember, your financial future starts today. Until next time, keep building that wealth, one wise decision at a time. And remember, every step you take brings you closer to financial freedom. So, what's the first change you're going to make today?